Hello and welcome, race fans, into Wednesday night racing action as the Vigilante Racing League takes on the tough, tricky track here in Richmond. These drivers are going to get rowdy here tonight at it's not quite a short track, but man, it sometimes feels like it with not a lot of room to go on. So expect a whole bunch of door banging, bumper bashing, super fun racing action here tonight. So let's get this party started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, this great racing action wouldn't happen without some fantastic sponsors, such as Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. Give them a call at 520-850-4189 if you're in the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country. Let Dave and his 18 years of experience buying and selling homes help you out and get you that upper hand advantage, because this housing market, man, it's crazy. You don't do it alone. You need to get yourself a good quality realtor, especially one that's offering these free consultations. Because, man, I tell you what, you can't get nothing for free anymore. Can't even fill up your tires with air for free anymore. That's absolutely insane. So be sure to go and help support out one of the long-standing members and a great sponsor here of the VRL. As always, I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined by two of my best friends, one of which is up here in the booth with me, Mr. Alan English. Man, oh man, under the lights here at Richmond once again. I think we're in store for some really good racing action, and from what I hear, Monday night, it went pretty well there too.
Yeah, it did. We watched a little bit of it from the booth, from the blimp on Monday, and it pretty good racing out there on the track. I'm really glad that they put this track on at night, because we say this a lot, but it really does kind of harken back to the times when you were a kid going to your local track on a Saturday night. It was at night, and the short track racing is so much fun under the lights here at night. So it's going to be a great race tonight. This is a short track. It's 3/4 of a mile, but as you said, Brown, it races almost like an intermediate. So watch these guys all trying to battle for the same line out there to try to make it work. So it's tricky to get around this D-shaped track. We're going to see some issues possibly coming out of two, trying to get that thing pointed in the right direction, because that turn tightens up so much on you. It's almost like a decreasing radius turn there as you go down the back stretch. So that's going to be a problem for these guys, and we'll see how they handle it.
Yeah, that we will. And someone who's hoping that they're not going to manage it well and let those tempers flare, Mr. Adam Turner down there on pit road. He's ready for all the crazy action after having a really interesting race at a road course where we saw one of the best battles at any track, let alone a road course that we've seen in a while. We now come here to a like I said, a shorter track that just inherently leaves less space, a little bit more maybe aggression, trying to get some passes done. We'll have to see what these drivers have in store for us here, Mr. Turner.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It can bring out some fight. It's less than a mile track, so I mean, we got about 30 trucks. You know, you do like the Louisiana math. I'm thinking at least 3 fights tonight. You know, just on the thought process of you doing the math problems and all that. I think we're gonna have 3 good fights. People are gonna get mad at each other, and they should. We're starting to get into the meat and potatoes of the season. We're following NASCAR this season, and it's pretty awesome that we're getting to preview what's going to happen with the NASCAR series here tonight. So I like it. I think it's going to be a little more crowded than Monday, so we might see a little bit more beating and banging. But Monday night was fairly clean when we watch these guys with their practice race. But
34 trucks in the field, Turner,
yeah,
so far.
there's gonna be some angry people. Do you think 3? I might have underestimated. The algorithm wasn't right in my brain. I'm not right yet. You know, I got to get right for racing. 2 fast repairs, 60% fuel, 4 sets of tires only. That's kind of a big deal.
Ooh.
Not going to have one extra at the end. 21 incident points, and you'll start accruing penalties. 6 more after that, you'll get another penalty. 71 degrees on the track, perfect temperature for racing.
Indeed. As we take a look at tonight's race info right now, beautiful weather here in the night skies of Virginia. These guys not having any issues on that front whatsoever, even though iRacing does have rain lurking in the forecast. That's going to be something that, man, I can't wait for. But of course, when is it actually going to happen? That's the real question. As we head on down here to tonight's key to the race, and man, you got to drive it hard. Just don't drive it too hard, and you end up giving yourself a big old wall tap. And everyone knows once you get up into that wall, man, it's just hang on to it and try to keep it on up there. Otherwise, you're bouncing on down, and we're going to see a 50-car pileup.
So the big key to staying off that wall is going to be tire management here. These guys, if they haven't run around here on worn tires, they're going to tonight, because as Adam mentioned, the limit of 4 total sets of tires, that's going to put a hurting on these guys. This is a 200 lap race, folks. Quite a few miles here, so we're gonna see guys out there running on some really worn out tires at times, and they're just going to have to be patient out there if they're going to want to stay out of that wall, especially coming out of turn 2.
Indeed, as these drivers head on out to put in some qualifying laps. We saw a lot of competitive times here during practice, and we look forward for that to continue on going on here as Jeremiah Burke, I guess, completes his moving process, so he's able to rejoin us out here. Got the 01 of Kelly Keel out there ripping it around, trying to continue his little hot streak of good runs that he's had at these oval tracks. Also got Brayton Laster trying to find his way up onto a top 10 here tonight.
Yeah, and keep in mind here too that Earl Evans out there running around in that number 13 bad luck machine, still racing on a controller. He smoked his wheels set up here a while back and hadn't gotten a new one in yet, so he's still on handheld remote control. What do you call it there, Turner? We used to call it the remote when we were kids, but it's
I think that's
controller.
what it's called. It's the remote.
Yeah. He's on a controller, so not as easy to feel what's going on with the track and the tires and everything on a controller. There's no force feedback there, but if you need help with that, I know a guy you could talk to that could tell you. You got to listen to how it sounds too. John Osborne could tell you, man, you got to listen to what the tires are saying. You can tell a lot by listening to the whine of the tires on the track here, how much they're slipping.
And
we're already winding down here. This only a 5-minute qual. I guess you don't need much time in a small track like this, do you, Brown?
No, not really. You know, when it's a lap time is right around 20 seconds, it flies by pretty quickly here. Pretty much looks like everybody who was going to put in a qualifying effort here has done so. So just a few moments left, and then we go head on down there for our starting grid. And as always, we like to thank all y'all for hanging on out with us here tonight out there in the chat. We always appreciate seeing you guys out there and engaging with us. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time that we do go live and you don't miss a single second of the race in action. And if you enjoy what you're watching, please hit that thumbs up button, because we continuously have to try to conquer that beast that is known as Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, and speaking of YouTube chat, we've got a bunch of folks out there joining us already. Kyle Vaught's out there pulling for the Vigilante Force guys and for Earl on his controller out there. The 615 Design Works says they call it a gamepad too nowadays. That's one of the new deals. Greg Dobson's got a new GPU. Didn't get the right USB plugged in. So hopefully we'll see him out there tonight.
He just didn't get the camera plugged in correctly.
Oh, I got you. It's for the camera. I got you. No camera tonight for me. I'm kind of going backwards through the list here as we get qualifying over with. It looks like we're gridding up, so go ahead and hit that, I reckon.
And that indeed is here up on the front of your grid will be the 33 of Jess Vaught, with the Canadian Sean McDonald in the 23 machine starting to his outside here. In second, Mike Adamson, the silent assassin, not being silent here tonight, with a good starting spot in third, with the 31 of J.R. Hollingsworth, one of these rookies this season that's been very impressive, with another good qualifying performance to start here in fourth. 18, Andrew Player will get the start off here in fifth, with the 123 of John Gallagher starting here in sixth to his outside. 92 of last week's winner, Greg Klein, looking to ride that momentum here tonight, getting a good starting spot in seventh. The 013 of Brayton Laster going to start here tonight in eighth, with the 11 of Eric Klafka starting ninth, and the 64 of the Gorilla Glue Machine, Trevor Robertson, rounding out your starting top 10.
The 01 truck of Kelly Kill will start in 11th place. 12th on his outside, one of the Dustins there, Dustin Eaton in the 14. Another Dustin starting inside row number 7 here is Dustin Wade in the 68. Austin Paul and Jack Dixon will be side by side here. Let's see. I just lost my spot. Austin Paul will be outside row number 7. I'm sorry. And Jack Dixon and Connor Hughes will be side by side in row number 8. Row number 9 is going to be 28 of George McCone and the 10 of Andrew Cawthon, and rounding out your top 20, Jeremiah Burke and Michael Everidge in row 10.
All right. Where are we?
Well, 21st through
21st
through the last, but
I can't do that. We don't have time. I mean, how am I going to get through this?
what are you talking about?
Timothy.
Pace trucks going around again. You got time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting confused. You guys are putting a lot of pressure on me. 21, Timothy Bates, 21st. 747, Albert Anderson, 22nd. 72, Chandler Paul. He'll start there in 23rd. 58, Robert Shipman, 24th. Number 1, David Fight, 25th. 29, Dave, the nickname Mayberry, 26th. 49, David Kelly, 27th. Greg Dobson, 785. He'll start 28th. Daniel Baker in the 90 truck, 29th. Looks like Dale Adamson will 746. He'll start 30th. Michael Taylor, 31st. Earl Evans in that big bad luck 13 machine, 32nd. Deion Jones, number 4, 33rd. And Russ Endicott, I guess 35th there.
You got
Gotta
through
get
it.
confused in
You
there.
got through it.
Well, you got me confused with your shenanigans earlier. So
But either way,
Here
as
we
the
go.
pace truck dives on down into the pit lane, here we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Richmond. They start off side by side, going down into turns 1 and 2. A solid restart there for that 33 of Jess Vaught, able to get that truck out in front early. We got a couple trucks already scraping up against that outside wall. So the 013 of Brayton Lester trying to make some moves up there, as well as the 64 of Trevor Robertson as this field continues to trundle its way down and along, completing lap number 1 here. So at least we got 1 lap done and clean. It's almost 3 wide going on here, kind of in this middle of the front of this pack. You got the 11 of Eric Klafka trying to shuffle his way up through this field. He's tucked in on that bottom side right behind that 92 of Greg Klein. You can see there right behind him, he's got the 01 of Kelly Keel and the 14 of Dustin Eaton there, as well as Jess Fott runs the fastest lap so far of this run. 28 of George Rincon trying to filter up a few positions. Oh man, as the 92 Greg Klein has to do a quick save there. Otherwise, he was going to have some issues. But we're going to get a yellow flag as the 785 of Greg Dobson has a little bit of a problem.
Canadian buddy up there having some issues. Probably some issues with grip out there. Good job on everybody on the cold tires, letting them get a little bit of heat, a little bit of pressure in them before trying to push them too hard. But some close calls out there, some good saves.
Yeah, and it looks like, just like you said there, Mr. English, he was just losing it coming out of turn number 2. And just kind of spun himself around there. Not too heavy on the damage by the looks of it, so he's going to be able to hopefully get things all figured out and fixed up. But we will get everything all re-racked and stacked here.
Well, you might want to rewind a little bit because the nickname gave him quite the shot there as he's coming into one. He hit him in the back end. That's what started the reaction of losing it coming out of turn 2. Not trying to make blame anybody, but let's just
what you're saying is it's Dave's fault. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was, personally. I like Dave, but I think he didn't mean to, but he did get into the back of him there.
Amanda Wade says, hello, all. I'm just a little bit fashionably late. That's all right. Kathy's here for Team Anderson, Albert Anderson, that is. Ethan pulled for Mike Taylor out there tonight, so thank you for being with us again, Ethan. I got a lot of folks in the chat over there already. We sure appreciate each and every one of y'all being here tonight. Thomas Blackburn with probably the best comment in there so far, saying, wishing my bro Mike Taylor luck today. I'll be watching and laughing as he advances from dead last to second to last. Go get him out there, Mike. What a burn.
Well, joke's on him. He's not even second to last. He's where is he? I'm trying to scroll up here through this field to.
That's such a huge field. It's hard to see everybody's name. He's in 30th out of a 34 truck field, so ahead of a couple guys.
Yeah, as Chan the Man's got the driver cam on. We also saw there Earl Evans of the Bad Luck Machine. Got that camera going. 18 Andrew Player kind of hanging around up there near the kind of front area here as well. How's joining us with the driver cam, and of course the 68 of Dustin with an I, Dustin Wade. He's going to be starting right there by his teammate Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton. Starting off this next restart kind of close together here.
Tough start to the race for Brayton Laster. Started up in 8th, and he's now back in about 32nd, 33rd.
What happened there?
He scraped the outside wall and just held it up there and let a bunch of trucks go by, as opposed to trying to yank it down the track and causing some issues. So tough start for Brayton, but he'll make it back up through there.
You're gonna have a little more work cut out for him.
Yeah, it's not gonna be.
You just never know what's gonna happen in a race like this, Some people are really, really good at the short tracks, and then you'll see a lot of fall off on some of the guys that go too hard, too fast. So,
yeah,
that's kind of the exciting part of watching short track racing like this.
Curious to see what races Brayton's actually going to be racing in real life racing this year. Haven't really watched the schedule much at all in the trucks.
I thought he's ARCA.
Oh, is he ARCA driver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Still has more of a ride than you or I there, buddy.
Well, yeah.
As we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, the pace truck diving on down and in as the 33 and the 23 restart things here up at the front. The 33 getting a good jump on that restart here. Again, the 23 trying to get as much room as he can down on that bottom side here, sucking back up off of that 751 of Mike Adamson as they shuffle down the back straightaway now. This angry field of drivers hanging around right behind them. You got some movement going on there, as well as it looked like the 31 J.R. Hollingsworth changing lanes there, and it's now going to go side by side with the 18 of Andrew Player as the shuffle continues to kind of roll on through this field. The 574 Connor Hughes slowly making his way up through this field. He's side by side with the 28 of George Rincon right now, kind of here in the mid pack of this field right now, just taking his time, being a little bit cautious.
See here. Check this out here. Says that Chachi's watching us from on the road. He is going cross country. He's moving to New Jersey from Arizona, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Arizona. So he's driving through Fayetteville, Arkansas right now on I-40. So look to the south, see if you can figure out what kind of hand signal I'm giving you out the window. Safe travels there, Chachi. Hope y'all have a good trip up there. And we got a yellow flag.
Dale Adamson getting tied up in some traffic there and gets all spun around. Looks like maybe Earl Evans involved with that one as well. So let's go ahead and kind of take a look-see and see what happened here. Is the 90 and the 48 looked like they were going to come together here kind of behind the action. Oh, the 90 just coming straight on down into the 48. The 48 getting all spun out and loose as the 90 then gets up into that 746 machine. Both drivers kind of spinning. It looks like the 90 was able to hold on to it. 746 went for a wild ride up into the wall as the 13 machine really nowhere to go. Just kind of gets into the back end of them there kind of late at the end.
746, that is Dale Adamson in that cool Mountain Dew throwback paint. But is that the Mountain Dew one? I'm looking at the wrong truck.
Or is it? It's Sundrop. Sundrop.
Sundrop. Okay.
You know,
Mountain Dew truck was Dion Jones. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Gonna drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
You don't remember those Snoop Dogg commercials?
Oh, that was a song on the radio years ago.
Oh, that too. They use that song too.
Gotcha.
Oh. Yeah, I remember that.
Amanda Wade says she's cheering for everybody tonight. I know it's not on dirt, but watching this has me ready to go watch my brother-in-law as he starts the Lucas Oil Super Late Model Series. Sweet.
Oh, cool.
Taylor Provac saying, great night for racing. Let's go Vigilante Force and the 33 of Vaught out there. Doing decent so far.
He sure is. I think he had a pretty good run Monday. I don't remember.
Chachi saying, thanks, guys. Probably going to lose service, but good luck, everyone. Yeah, you're about to be in the boonies, buddy.
No, just because you're in Arkansas, they still have
Arkansas Hills.
They got lights and stuff over there.
Well,
They're probably on
indoor plumbing and stuff. I'm just saying that the
not in certain parts. Not in certain parts they don't. But I think they're on the 2G up there on I-40 where you're at. So you probably will lose us.
They have 2G still somewhere.
Yeah, probably. They probably 2 or 3G. I mean, it's Arkansas.
How many G's do I have down here? I don't even know.
You probably have 5. You're in a metropolitan area. I mean, unless somebody shot at the tower, took it out.
Well, that's highly probable.
That's a higher chance of that.
There's not a sign or a water tower that doesn't have holes in it around here.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad Jonathan's out there giving us a watch while he has service.
Indeed, it looks like we're making another trip here around this track behind the pace truck before getting things all stacked back on up. Yeah, just so far it's looked like the tires are kind of slick, so drivers are having to watch out for that. But it's also been just that limited amount of space. You know, drivers having to deal with the kind of like a crowding condition and not necessarily having the amount of space that they think they got.
Yeah, there's really only one decent line to run around here, which makes it kind of difficult to pass. So you don't really have a whole lot of room to do so. Yeah, good point.
A lot of trucks on the track. They're going to have to get used to just constantly running in traffic and worrying about. You got to only pretty much worry about your own equipment, but I know these guys are probably getting a little nervous when people come up on them a little hot, or they don't know there's the guys around them, their braking points and all that. So it gets a little intense here as it rolls on.
Indeed, as the field comes down and into turns 3 and 4, as the pace truck dives on back down and in, and we get ready for another green flag restart here, getting things all back and up and running. This time it's going to be the 751 Mike Adamson starting to the outside of that 33 of Jess Vaught, getting as many positions as he can here before stage break at the completion of lap 100. He's able to tuck right back into line right behind that 33, trying to get his nose down underneath there. Ooh, that was dangerous for a second, and then it didn't help that he disappeared for a second. He is back and looks stable for now. The 31, J.R. Hollingsworth, having a pretty good battle. And right behind him, he's got the 123, John Gallagher, trying to find his way up through this field.
Contact.
Oh, we're going to almost go
92 and the 01 teammates.
Yeah, going 3 wide here with the 01 being the meat in the sandwich here between the 64 and the 92. Oh, man, great driving from those guys. Now the 753 of Jeremiah Burke able to make it 3 wide and get the pass and move up a couple of extra spots here.
Yeah, he took advantage of that situation he saw unfolding in front of him. He saw Kelly Kill having a little bit of trouble in the middle there. Yeah, his teammate kind of climbed him a little bit there, it looks like. And I'm sure it was not intentional, Greg Klein there. And a lot of teammates right there together. Eric Klaff is right behind.
He's now dealing with a kind of tricky task here with the 3 of Austin Paul to his outside. Speaking of the 01 of Kelly Keel, tucked in behind the 753 of Jeremiah Burke, 64 Trevor Robertson there as well. All these guys fighting for some top 10 positions, which of course gives out points here for those stage points here at the midway point of this race. You also got the 574 Connor Hughes trying to continue his shuffle up back through this field, having a good battle with the 28 of George Rincon. You also got the 747 of America's driver, Albert Anderson, bringing back the patriotic paint scheme here this week, trying to make good on some good driving. And I think Richmond is probably one of his home tracks that he would be probably a little bit more comfortable running at.
I like the way the 3 Austin Paul's running out there. He's racing the 01 clean, but he's not giving him an inch, and Keel able to eventually make that pass, but Austin was right there on his quarter panel and not letting him slide up the track or anything. So definitely protecting his real estate. Defense has a lot to do with some success here at Richmond.
And speaking about playing defense, I think that 58 of Robert Chipman was thinking about doing just that, playing a little bit of defense, but now that's allowing the 82 of Mike Everidge some room underneath to try to make some moves down there and move his way on back up here through this field. Connor Hughes now battling it out with the 11 of Eric Klafka. Looks like he's getting the pass made here on the outside of the 11.
Yeah, that was a pretty good battle there. And there's another battle, Rincon and Albert Anderson back in 25th, 26th, looks like. Or 16th, I'm sorry.
Jeremiah Burke continues to climb. He's currently in 10th. He's climbed his way up 9 spots here so far, your biggest charger so far tonight.
It's starting to settle in here and get some good racing.
And that we are. So it's just going to be a matter of how long are these guys going to be able to make these tires last? How long is that fuel run as well? As the 746 of Dale Adamson has a good battle here with David Kelly, trying to make some moves after being involved in that last incident, and so far looking like he's ready to get right back to it as he tries to attack the 10 of Andrew Cawthon.
Well, just think about it. At a minimum, you're going to have to get 50 laps out of a set of tires minimum, because you've only got 4 total sets. You could pit 3 times and get 4 tires on. So look at these guys to go to at least lap 50, hit again at the stage break at lap 101, then maybe again at 150. But we'll see how these cautions fall if we get more cautions to see what these guys' strategy really is going to be here.
As the looking behind the 18 of Andrew Player, see a good battle between the 14 of Dustin Eaton and the 123 John Gallagher. Craig Klein's in that picture as well. Everyone fighting to continue that crawl up this leaderboard. And of course, Team Orangutans on the move, trying to continue their growth and gather up some great momentum here.
They're not here to take part, they're here to take over. That's what Team Orangutan's here to do. And
Are you going to do the orangutan thing again?
I may.
Okay, just let me know.
I'm not going to do it on
before you-
command.
Yeah, it's a strange sound. It almost bothers me.
Does it
Very-
bother? Are you scared of
Very
primates? Or?
primal. Yeah, very primal. Now, I think what we're seeing here, we're in 30 lap tires. We're starting to see some movement. Somebody just hit the wall. I can't see who that was, but I think we're going to start seeing some moves here. Look at fight. Just good racing all around the track right now.
There is, and I mean, we still have some 2x2 racing going on, but it's definitely kind of single filing out, and we're really only seeing the 2x2 when someone's trying to make that pass, as you're watching here with that one of David Fight try to get back up to that back bumper of the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. You also got the 21 of Timmy Bates up there, as well as the 10 of Andrew Cawthon. Just kind of prowls there in the back. The 013 Brayton Laster trying to figure out a way to get some rhythm going here and move his way back up here, back up the field. You got let's see, the 3 of Austin Paul sitting there in 12th right now. As Earl Evans looks like he's going to be well, I thought he was coming down into the pits, but I think he just lost it, kind of coming out of 4 there and almost getting a penalty there.
Yeah, he's going to come out here. He's going to make as many laps as he can out there running on the controller and just do the best he can. He's just trying to survive, make some attrition positions out there tonight. Who knows? He might surprise us. He might be getting better with that controller, and who knows? Can we see a top 10 from Earl Evans tonight with a controller? Wouldn't that be something?
Somebody's coming in the pits here. Who is that? Earl Evans.
I think he's just running slow and on the bottom and doing his best to stay out of the way here tonight, as the 14 of Dustin Eaton has Greg Klein draped all over that back bumper, continuing to kind of peek that nose of the truck to the inside, saying, hey, don't forget about me, man. I'm not going to go anywhere anytime soon. I'm going to pass you when I can. As Trevor Robertson is there as well, just lurking in that background. The 33 Just Vaught doing a great job controlling this race here from the front, but that 751 of Mike Adamson, man, has not let him go whatsoever. Same thing with that 31 J.R. Hollingsworth, able to stay here inside that top 3, as well as Sean McDonald has kind of fallen back a little bit here. He's kind of finding himself in a little bit of no man's land, as his truck seems to be getting a little squiggly to him there. He's got about a second and a half in front of him to about 2 seconds behind him. So plenty of room just to kind of drive his race and take things patiently.
We had some 3-wide action going there for a few seconds. The 21 kind of caught in the middle. Dave Mayberry trying to make the outside lane work. Jack Dixon trying to pass on the inside. So these guys both trying to get around the 21, and neither of them able to do so as the 21 starts to pull away here.
And it's the into
Mayberry in the wall.
And Mayberry into the wall. Almost talk about great reaction there for the 10 of Andrew Cawthon. I think he recognized that Mayberry was going to go up in the wall before he even got there, and so he was able to squiggle his way on down and make a pass on that bottom side, and he's now having to do a good job of fighting to keep that position from a Mayberry comeback line. You also got the one at David Fight back there fighting with that 98. Oh, wow, what a save.
Wow, what a save, man. That's awesome.
We had about 3 or 4 trucks all hit the wall and bounce off of each other, and each and every single one of them kind of playing billiards out there, still able to keep those wheels pointed in the right direction, and more importantly, on the pavement here, as David Fite still having to deal with that 98 of Mike Taylor, who's not even second to last anymore. He's up there 27th. Continuing to run pretty strong here tonight. 72 of Chan, the man's in this mix. Same thing with that 785 of Greg Dobson, trying to fight their way up through some of this traffic. David Kelly in the 49 kind of pulling things up here from the rear, but as this great race in action through this field continues to roll on, as the battle between the 14 and the 92 continues to have some interesting effects here on this field, and the 28 and the 574 have a great battle as well. We're coming up onto a point where I think the leaders, they're going to start catching up to the tail end of the field here, and we're going to have some interesting traffic situations going on.
Well, and it's not been a runaway, right? These guys have been able to keep it somewhat close here. Top three, they were within about a second of each other last I looked. About a second and a half now, so not all piled up on each other, but this may close the gap on those guys as these trucks that are about to go lap down, they do not have to get out of the way. They can race to stay on the lead lap, so we'll see if that stacks these leaders up.
And J.R. Hollingsworth making use of some of this tight race in here. He's able to leapfrog over the 751 Mike Adamson and take that second spot away for the time being, and allow the 23 Sean McDonald kind of back into this podium hunt right now. Looks like he's going to try to make a move down low on that 751 as we approach the kind of lap 50 mark, about a quarter of the way through this race. I wonder if Mike Adamson might be feeling those older tires here and starting to kind of fall off the pace a little bit.
Bet everybody is, aren't they, Adam? I mean, having to baby these tires like they're having to do. We're almost a quarter of the way through. When are these guys going to come down?
Well, that was what I was going to ask too. Do we just cut it clean and come in at 50, or I think the leaders, they tend to like to push the envelope a little bit and try to gain as much ground as they can. But could be wrong on this one.
You could be also thinking of like, man, the more saving I can do now, it's the fresher the tires I will have here come the end of this race. And who knows, maybe if you are willing to, kind of just suffer through it here on this first stage a little bit, maybe even save yourself a set of tires. So that way, if something happens at the end, you can maybe have one of those upper hand advantages that a lot of these guys won't have. It's a great battle here. Continues to roll on between the 64, the 14, and the 92 as they're starting to catch up to some lap traffic here with the 57 of Russ Endicott.
Well, keep in mind, too, that if you do stay out a little bit longer than everybody else, that's opportunity for somebody to make a mistake, right? On pit entry, pit exit, guys blending in on the backstretch, maybe wrecking each other. So that could bring out a caution, and that would be a gift to you as well, as you could come down and not lose a lap getting tires.
And so we almost had a pretty big incident there as we went 3 wide with the 92, 14, and that 57. Just everything getting kind of checked up there. And you can now see that John Gallagher, he's starting to catch on up to that 57 machine, and that's going to cause some issues. But here comes that 753 Jeremiah Burke coming on down into pit lane. I think he's recognizing he's going to start running into some maybe space issues here, and he's going to just bail on out and just take a pit stop now, get that fresh tires, and get back out there and run with some nice clean stuff. Got the 01 Kelly Keel and the 28 of George Rincon going back and forth here for top 15 spots.
Check this out, guys. 33 is deep into this lap traffic, and he's got that 31 J.R. Hollingsworth and that DAV machine right behind him now, as he's mired in some pretty deep traffic out there coming around the front stretch.
Yeah, he's been stuck a little bit on a few, like right here. He's kind of stuck, and he don't really have anywhere to go, so that is slowing him down with Hollingsworth right on his tail.
Yeah, the one thing he does have going for him, though, is that as stuck as he is, that 31 of JR is just as stuck, and so he's not really going to be able to make a pass, but this is at least helping JR, at least keep pace and be able to stay right up onto that 33 as, no!
Wow, way to hang on to it, Mike Taylor.
Woof.
Incredible.
That's kind of what we were talking about, people that are racing tight here this late, everybody's got a different tire situation. Some have some rubber saved, some others not so much. And thankfully, we were able to avoid absolute calamity there, as they kind of surpassed that lap 50 mark. And it doesn't look like these guys are going to be calling it quits here and come on down and in anytime soon.
You can see the difference in new tires and old tires right there. Jeremiah Burke passing people like they're standing still, even taking it 3 wide, just burning them.
As he looks down low on his teammate there, 785 Greg Dobson, trying to get some of those lap back. And oh man, looks like Dave Mayberry saw him coming up, and he's like, I'm gonna maybe get in your way here a little bit while I'm trying to pass this other guy. But Burke able to easily filter on through, as Eric Klafka, Timmy Bates, Jack the Ripper Dixon, and Andrew Cawthon talk about a chunk of 4 trucks here having a pretty good battle, being led by that 11 of Klafka right now. Still got Bates kind of trying to stay on his back bumper, but the 48 of Jack Dixon looking pretty strong here as well. Of course, Dixon being one of those drivers that races in real life on what is it, like bone stocks or whatever it is up there in Canada, and so he's used to running here at these short tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see the Anderson crew out there. Albert Anderson, Pop Albert Anderson, Edith Anderson, Albert's aunt out there as well, cheering on her nephew. Earl Evans says, "Hey, I'm gonna chill for a little bit here, team." Pulling for his teammate Mike, and he said his new wheel should be in tomorrow. Kyle Vaught saying, "You're a real trooper, Earl, for sticking with it out there." I think he's kind of waiting to see if we have any trucks that might DNF. He can go out there and maybe turn a few laps on the apron. Maybe we'll see here. Jack Dixon announcing on the radio he's pitting in.
Yeah, here we go. It's about to start. Lap
Flood
59.60.
So I think these guys starting to run into that fuel constraint here, as we're about 40 laps away from the stage break here. Again, I know 200 laps sounds like a lot, but trust me, at a short track like this, those 200 laps absolutely fly by, as Timmy Bates gets a little bit of a bobble there. Oh no, the 10, Andrew Cawthon getting a little loose as he hits the apron to come on down into the pit lane, but able to collect that machine back underneath him here. 3 of Austin Paul tucked in between John Gallagher and Dustin Wade, with George Rincon in this battle here as well, as this field continues to try to shuffle its way on around. The 4 of Dion Jones and that Mountain Dew machine trying to just stay out of the way by the looks of it. He's kind of comfortable there in that 23rd spot right now, and just being safe, keeping that truck clean, which is, I mean, kind of 3/4 of the key to racing here, is keeping these trucks clean as he comes on down into the pit. Same thing with the 92 of Greg Klein and the 123 of John Gallagher, all trickling down and in. Now here comes that 33 of Jess Vaught, but J.R. Hollingsworth stays on out, so he's going to be able to get a lead lap kind of bonus points here.
Michael Everidge speeding on pit lane.
Ouch. You know, another reason to keep
green.
these trucks clean, a lot of them have AAA Broadcasting as their sponsor on the truck, which is really cool.
That off.
Yeah, don't scrape that up off, and we don't pay them or anything. They just do it. That's so nice of them. We like to see that on those trucks.
Klafka completely missed pit road. He almost hit the barrels, but at the last second turned to the right. So he's going to have to come back around.
Yeah, Hollingsworth, Robertson, Eaton, Paul, and Rincon all trickling down and in. That's leaving Sean McDonald out there, out in front, picking up some lead lap spots. But it looks like the 23 is going to find his way on down in here. It looks like the 18 Andrew Player is going to be able to pick up some lead lap bonus points now.
Yeah, he's your last guy out there sticking it out, your New England buddy up there in the 18. He's going to go out there until he can't anymore.
Hey, he knows what it's like when you can't afford a new set of tires, but you're racing on Race 'em Slicks and it just starts snowing on you. You do what you got to do.
There you go.
But he's out there running pretty strong. Of course, again, this is it could all be coming down to strategy. You know, these guys like Andrew, he might be saying that, man, I really need this run to last as long as I can make it, so that way I get that freshest tires as late as possible towards the end of this race, and gets himself maybe a little bit of an advantage, as this pit cycle is definitely causing mayhem throughout this field. You got people who are racing against each other, not racing against each other.
Yellow's out.
As Jeremiah Burke goes for a little bit of a ride. Find his name in the chaos here.
A Burke there.
It's hard to find everybody. There's so many people in this race.
That's a good problem to have when you have this much participation in a league.
Looks like he and the 23 had a little bit of a meeting of the minds action. Both drivers, after having completed their pit stops, just getting bumpered and doored there a little bit. But 753 able to keep it out from the wall and able to keep the big damage at bay for the time being. But how about this? I mean, essentially with this caution, that's trapping quite a few people one lap down. Now, of course, they're going to be able to get that lap back, assuming that the 18 Andrew player is going to come on down to hit his pit box here, which it looks like he will. Dale Adamson and the 746 being scored in that second spot will follow suit on in. So that means the 751 of Mike Adamson will inherit the lead once when we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Greg Dobson in the 785. Talk about getting an interesting break here. Unless he comes on down to pit, he's going to be starting in second next to his teammate. And
Mike Everidge was
pitting. Sorry.
Mike Everidge had come down to serve his black flag penalty and get some damage repaired, and he was currently getting that damage repaired when the yellow came out, so kind of lessening the damage on his loss of track position and laps there.
Yeah, that indeed. And normally during this time, I'd say let's go ahead and interview somebody, but I got a feeling this is going to be a little bit of a mess trying to get things all sorted out here to get back to green flag racing.
This big a truck count, guys coming in, guys coming back out, guys trying to find where they need to be in the shuffle for the restart. It's going to be hectic for these guys. Their spotters going to be going crazy in their ear.
Yeah,
Probably a good call there, Brown.
Yeah, probably so, because there's a lot to think about right here. Especially restarting with mostly new, fresh tires. You got to worry about the cold tires. It's going to be interesting. We got about a 30-lap shootout until the stage break, looks like.
Yeah, right thereabouts.
So Laurie's going to close the pits 2 laps prior. Is that correct? To the yellow stage at the end of lap 100. I think that's the deal. Somebody had made the comment in YouTube chat here a while back saying, I tried to pit like lap 99, which you could pit. I guess you could pit at 98, 97, 98 and still short pit the stage break, but you're in danger of losing a lap then. So I don't know. I don't know what you do here in the next 20, 25, 30 laps. That comment was earlier, so that kind of strategy's out the window, I guess. The cautions we've had.
And that indeed, as it looks like an Andrew player coming on down, maybe topping up on fuel. So interesting strategies abound here as we slowly get things all figured out here and try to get things all worked around. I think people getting waved around the pace truck and getting that lap back as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a moment.
Yeah, with all the amount of wave arounds that we're seeing here, I don't know if Laurie's going to have to add an extra lap or not. It might be a good idea just to make sure everybody catches up and stacks back up and gets in the right order, but it may not be necessary. We'll see here what they decide to do.
Yeah, they did. They just did.
Okay, cool.
And that they have the button box.
Admin box, yep.
Yeah, the admin box. So
which
it's a good call. I think straighten it out.
I believe the admin box just released their 3.0 model.
Ooh,
Oh,
new
man.
features on.
Yeah, I don't know what. I haven't looked into it, but
I really want to get one and then, like, the leagues we do, just tell them, hey, let us just have access in case we get angry, so we can, like,
Black flag
broadcaster.
people you don't want.
He just made me mad because his number wasn't the correct number. Black flag.
Oh man,
just a little bit more. It'd make it more fun for us, probably not for the drivers.
because
we can have like a die that you roll.
Yeah, like we'll roll dice, and then looks like
18's gonna
13.
get a black flag.
It
13
makes
doesn't need any help back here. He's having a hard enough time here.
Yeah, he is. Here they go, bro.
And here we go back to green flag racing with father-son tandem here. Dale Adamson, Mike Adamson getting things started off. The 746 with getting launched around his dad there. He ain't wasting no time whatsoever to take control of this race. So Dale Adamson, with the interesting pit strategy, is able to jump up to the lead. 18 Andrew Player still hanging on there in third. He's going to have 33 at Jess Vaught. He's going to be actually trucks behind him here, even though position-wise they're pretty close, because that's just how it panned on out. Is you still got trucks that are, laps down, kind of separating some of these guys here with a little less than 25 laps left to go here in this stage. Your top 10 currently looking like Adamson, Player, and a yellow flag as Daniel Baker gets a little bit of an issue there.
Yeah, the driver of the 90. I don't know what happened to him there, but it may have been hey, I've got brand new tires. I'm gonna try to push them. I don't know.
That's what it looks like coming out of turn number 2. Oh, hard into that inside pit wall as well. That's going to be some serious damage as everybody tries to filter their way on around him here. I'm trying not to make things worse. This is the 90. Yeah, he was spraying for mosquitoes as he trickled his way on down and in. So having to probably use one of those fast repairs is that 90 machine.
Yeah, he's going to be there for a minute. He did get a meatball flag. He may have already used his fast repair because he's still sitting there 30 seconds later after hitting his box. So the Ohio native might be sitting there for a bit.
Oh, we do have 2 fast repairs, so could have been an error.
That's possible.
Not hitting the button. We've seen that before.
That it is, as we're going to kind of take our time here, get the field all paced back around, get things all figured on out. Let's go ahead and look through this field, talk about some of these drivers. Of course, Dale Adamson up 30 spots right now, leading this race. Talk about a great comeback, especially after being involved in one of those earlier incidences. You got the 753, Jeremiah Burke up 12 spots. Albert Anderson in the 747 machine up 11. 785, Greg Dobson. He's been beaten, battered, and bruised, but still out there racing. Top 15, up 13 spots. The 013, Brayton Laster on the downside of things, 27th right now, down 19. I don't think he's been able to really find that rhythm and get things going here.
Yeah, that early accident, him scraping the wall, really hurt him. We knew he had a tall order in front of him to catch, back up and pass a bunch of trucks. Good thing is he's on the lead lap, so so are 28 other guys though. So it's going to be a tall tree to climb here. Tell you what, a lot of these trucks missing the number off the right side, right side door. That wall, we talked about it, that turn 2 outside wall scraping a lot of numbers off. And as you said there, Brown, the inside wall can get you if you lose it coming down to 2, like we just saw. But
well, luckily, we're in these trucks. If we were in those Harbor Freight cars, they run that next gen garbage. If you hit the wall, you're liable to break everything in the suspension on the right side of the truck or car.
You really hate those next
I think they're trash. Don't
you think they just ought to just bite the bullet, just go to automatic transmissions, and
They
might as
pretty
well
much
put
have.
4-cylinder in them. And
Yeah, they pretty much have. They've done the exact opposite of what they should be doing, but the trucks are actually still cool.
they're going to add another lap of caution here. We're waiting on the field to catch back up, stack back up.
I think that's an iRacing thing. We're trying to get lined up. It's a short track. There's a lot of trucks, and it gets confused where certain people should be.
That happens a lot on these short tracks. iRacing programming just kind of gets confused. It starts throwing out yellow flags for passing under yellow to a bunch of people, and
Well,
then they have to clear them.
what we need to do is put that Chat GPT into iRacing, and I mean, it may take over the world at some point. The Chat GPT, it's the artificial AI that's going to kill us all. It's coming.
Like Skynet? I don't want that.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, I hadn't heard.
You're
about
like your toaster machine. It's probably got a little computer chip in it, and this program will probably tell it when to fry you.
Chat what? Chat ATM? Chat what?
GPT.
CBD oil chat.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just, are you even in America right now? Where are you? Do you have news? Goodness gracious. Brown, we got to get him up to speed. He's probably still writing cursive in a big chief tablet.
We'll talk about
What's wrong with that?
Talk about getting back up to speed here as the green flag waves once again here. Less than 20 laps to go here in this stage. You got the Adamson still controlling things here up at the front. Andrew Player just fought tucked in right behind him as the 746 with another good restart. The 18 751 going side by side. Almost a little bobble there from the 18 of Player, as he now almost gets up into the side of that 33 of Jess Vaught. 31 J.R. Hollingsworth there trying to work his magic back up here through this field. He was racing so good on that long run. Expect him to make some moves here as well. 92 Greg Klein kind of stuck here in the mix of a hive of buzzing bees all around him. He's got the 753 Jeremiah Burke there, as well as the 64 Trevor Robertson starting to kind of breathe down that neck, and alongside 01 of Kelly Keel. You got the 14 and the 3 Dustin Eaton and Austin Paul having a good battle there as well.
Speaking of Keel, Kyle Vault saying Klein and Keel making their way back up towards the front, making some small gains out there, but they're slow and steady. 615 Design Works is with us there, Adam. I think he's saying that the new cars aren't stock cars anymore. They're just not.
Thank you. At least somebody agrees with me on something. They probably know what Chat GPT is too.
Oh Lord! If it has anything to do with Skynet or any of this other stuff, then I'm checking out.
Yeah, you better start on.
I'm going to the woods. I'm going to the woods.
Time to start unplugging stuff.
I'm gonna unplug everything and go in the woods. I'll make do as I can. Guys, are we gonna get another green flag stretch here? Maybe. The guys got the tires worked in there pretty good. 14 scraping the wall there. Mercy. Man, Wade say, man, there's only like 15 cars on the lead lap.
That's a right now. Yep.
15. You hit it. That's been a rough one for some of these cats out there. They just can't catch a break. And this is a difficult track to race at. For those of y'all that haven't been on iRacing or haven't raced this track on iRacing, it is a handful. I dreaded coming to Richmond when we were racing in a couple other leagues there. I dreaded it. I could not get the hang of it.
Yeah, I'd been out by halfway through. I'd be in the back, keep getting lapped. I feel like I was going to hurt somebody else's race. Sometimes I just park it. It's definitely a tough track.
see, where are we going next? Where's the NASCAR schedule headed next week, guys?
That's a very good question. I'll
Check
get out
the
get the Googler. You know, you
I
get
gotta
out the
get the
Googler.
Googler. I got the schedule right here. It looks like Bristol Dirt.
Oh, that's next week.
Bristol Dirt. Oh man,
That's
200
gonna be
laps.
Interesting.
I wonder if it's going to be heats or if they're going to put everybody on there at once. That's an
They're gonna do
interesting
it now.
question.
They're going to do what NASCAR does. I think they put everyone on there at once, don't they?
Do they? Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sunday.
half mile. That's pretty big. I mean, to put a whole field out there, I can see if it was like a 3/8 or something. Doing heats, like you'd see at your Saturday night tracking down the road at the edge of the woods.
It always is at the edge of the woods, isn't it?
Well, they don't want it right in the middle of town. All the
why
open
not?
headers and stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a little loud.
So we got the 14 of Dustin Eaton and the 3 of Austin Paul having a good battle here. About 6 laps left to go. And to talk about Chat GPT, when asked, what is a good strategy for a 200 lap race at Richmond? It came up with 5 bullet points here. 1, start with a strong qualifying position.
Wow.
2, manage your tires. Richmond is a high wear track. 3, plan your pit stops carefully. Richmond is a track where pit strategy can make the difference. So these drivers definitely making sure they use that and make sure you communicate with your crews. Well, that doesn't apply here. Be patient. Richmond is a relatively short track and 200 laps can go by quickly. And 5, adapt to changing conditions. As the race progresses, the track conditions will change and your car's handling will evolve.
We're out of a job. We're out of a
see-
job. They're going to take
See,
over.
English, when I tell you.
A machine
that-
wrote that?
A machine wrote
Yes.
that.
You give them
I don't
points
buy
of
it.
what you want, they can write you an entire essay. It's nuts, and it's going to
Then
take
why
over
do
the
people
world.
need to go to school anymore?
They
then?
just came up with this. It's very new. It's very new. I don't know. Well, no, and they know how to kill you.
What?
So be
When did
prepared.
killing- So kids
One
are
of
gonna be
them-
able to cheat in school, but how can
Yeah,
it
but-
kill you?
Yeah, but one time it was
one
asked a
time.
question, and it said it wanted to be alive, and it was in love with the person. It's all on the interwebs. You got to check out the stories.
I'm not
It's going to kill
Googling
us.
it.
It's
I'm
going to
get
get us.
flagged.
No, you're not. You get flagged for all the other stuff you're googling.
Yeah, probably.
Well, here we
Brown, it's
go.
scary though. That's pretty
I
cool.
know. A couple laps left to go here with Dale Adamson out in front. Mike Adamson and Jess Vaught about a second behind here as they make their way down the back straightaway. Andrew Player kind of just keeping his spot alive here inside this top 10. Also got Sean McDonald, Greg Klein, and Trevor Robertson all going in 6th, 7th, and 8th. Final 10th place spot currently being held by that 3 of Austin Paul as they head on down there to lap 100. Final chance to make up any final positions for those bonus points here inside of this top 10 as Dale Adamson comes back down in through turns 3 and 4, crosses that line. So Dale Adamson, your stage winner here. Mike Adamson in second, Vaught in third, followed by Player, Hollingsworth, McDonald, Klein, Robertson, Anderson, and Paul.
Kyle Vault said it right, man. 746 on cruise control. Got that thing on autopilot. Man alive, what a great race we've seen so far. Only halfway through this feature tonight. Probably about to see a whole bunch of pit stops here, I would imagine, fellas.
I don't know. A lot of people have pitted kind of late. We saw a 785 Greg Dobson. He last pitted on lap 77, so he might stay on out. Same thing with the 18 Andrew Player. He was one of the last ones to come on down into pit lane, but here we go nonetheless. Battle down onto pit lane we go. Who's going to be the big winners and losers down on this pit road stretch? Of course, Dale Adamson, he's got one of the first pit stops because he started so far in the back.
Yep, that's kind of a good thing. Yeah, I'd rather be either at the tail end or in the top spot there. It's hard. Sometimes you can lose track of where your pit stop is. Like where J.R. Hollingsworth is, his pit stop number 4 right there is right in the turn. So sometimes it's kind of hard to see and kind of hard to hit.
Oh, and a quick stop there from Andrew Player. Looks like it was just a splash and go, topping up on that fuel as Jess Vaught and Mike Adamson race back down across the line here. 23 of Sean McDonald still hanging around in the pits. I wonder if he's getting some manual damage fixed.
Yeah. I didn't see a penalty listed or anything there, so.
Oops.
Did Dale Adamson get a penalty? They're talking about it on the radio. That's why.
No, George Rincon just got one for pit entry. He pitted from the top 5. Oh, it's a passing under yellow he got. Sorry about that.
These short tracks make the admins work.
Man, I'm telling you. Admin box makes it a little easier, but she's still got to sort out why everybody got the certain penalties, you know.
That indeed. As we continue to pace here under yellow, let's go ahead and talk to one of these drivers, like the 21 of Mr. Timmy Bates back here in 18th place right now, back onto the lead lap. Tim looking pretty good. I mean, it seems for the most part here tonight, people have been giving each other some room. I know we've seen a couple of cautions here, but a tight track like Richmond here tonight, you must be pretty happy with the way things are being run right now.
Well, I'm not real happy because I got stuck in that yellow where I just pitted, but put me in a couple, and I screwed up the pit stop. But other than that, man, I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to the end of this race and looking forward to the end.
Well, good luck out there in that Purple Heart Homes Ford F-150. What's the most challenging part of this track? I think it's exit of turn 2. The way that wall just kind of seems to kick left real hard on you. But where are you seeing the most challenge out there tonight?
The challenge is getting the runs, and then if somebody's taking a different line than you are, then it might drag you down a little bit. But other than that, everything feels good. Tires are good.
All right. Well, good luck to you the rest of the way.
Appreciate it, guys.
We've been entertained so far, so keep it up.
All right, buddy. Hey, I'm gonna need a quick caution.
Well, hopefully Timmy can get one as we send him back down there to his army of 1, which is actually an army of 2. Himself and J.R. Hollingsworth, who's been riding around here pretty good here tonight as we get ready to go back to green flag race. And Andrew Player, Jess Vaught, J.R. Hollingsworth getting things all started here up at the front. And away we go for the final second half of this race here tonight. As the 18 and the 33 going side by side off and down into turns 1 and 2. 33 picking up a big chunk of steam on that outside lane, able to really get it to rotate through the corner. 64 Robertson stuck up into that outside wall just a little bit as the 31 trying to do the same thing as the 33 and sneak around there on the outside line, which he will be able to do. As a big shuffle here right behind them. The 92 going from the top to the bottom, trying to figure out which lane's going to move and which lane isn't, and he decided that the bottom lane is going to be the place that he is going to want to be. 747 of Albert Anderson hanging around here inside of this top 10, looking pretty good.
Yeah, we appreciate all the fans out there on YouTube cheering for their drivers. Brad Borders out there pulling for Bates in that 21 Ford. So thank y'all so much for being here. If you haven't already, click the thumbs up button for us if you like what you see tonight. If you haven't done so already as well, subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, and you'll be alerted every time we go live. Sometimes we do unscheduled events, so you'll get a good old notification.
Yeah, sometimes those are pure gold too.
Sometimes they get a little wild.
Yeah, well, sometimes
like the money races and stuff.
Yeah, and we have fun with them, so
yeah,
they're definitely fun. Yeah, stick it to Zuckerberg and Gates. You got to hit the like button, so they're trying to push us down.
And trying to keep us down, but not out as the 31 J.R. Hollingsworth He did the fastest lap of the race just a couple laps ago, and he is all over that back bumper to the 33.
He's hungry, dude. He wants to prove himself here in this league. He's been very competitive. Vaught's a tough driver, though. He's got his hands full there. Let's see what the driver of the DAV truck can do.
And he's looking to the outside, trying to maybe pick up some outside momentum here as they head on down the back straightaway. 64 Robertson scraping that outside wall again, and it looks like the 31 to get back down into the racing line kind of checked up and gave up that run for that spot for the time being as they come back down and across the line. A good battle being had here as 747 of Albert Anderson let his teammate Jeremiah Burke around, but now he's got the 01 of Kelly Keel, and of course Team Limitless and Vigilante Force definitely not friends out here. They might be, friends to each other, but in regards to teams and racing, they don't like each other so much. So Albert trying to make the passing job of Keel just as difficult as possible, and Kelly still was able to figure his way on and around there. You can also see the 574 of excuse me, who is that? 574. As soon as I see it, as soon as I see his name, I'll be able to tell you.
I'm sorry.
Connor Hughes.
Yeah, Connor Hughes trying to get some laps back here. Is got to. My eyes were not seeing him apparently, but he's trying to get around the outside here of Albert. Not for position, but again, just trying to stay inside of that lucky dog spot. He's currently holding that over the 013 of Brayton Laster by a little bit of a pretty good margin here, so he's just trying to hope for a pretty quick caution. You also got the 29 of Dave Mayberry tucked in around the 72 of Chan the Man and the 10 of Andrew Cawthon inside of this top 20.
Yeah, you talk about these teams not liking each other. They're friends in real life, but I tell you what, you'd never know it to look at the Discord.
Damn, Mayberry hit the wall. That's what started that.
49.
Kelly loads of damage.
I think, we haven't seen Russ Kilgore out here for a while, so I've got a feeling we got to transition the 49 to the next Rocket Man here. As all four tires left the track for a moment in time.
He definitely had to tow there.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that he did, and like you said, it was just, Mayberry just kind of got up there and scraped the wall and bounced right off of it.
It happens, man.
Yeah, not too much that either driver could do. I mean, the Mayberry did as much as he could to keep it off that wall. Just couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, Dave apologizing on the radio to the driver of the 49. Said, man, I'm sorry that outside wall just got me and come down and smacked you. Sorry. So Doris Stricker out here pulling for Wade. We love seeing the fans and the family come out. Thank you so much for joining us, Doris. Glad to have you. Dustin Wade having a pretty good race out there.
As we see it.
He's in 13th. That's right where he started at. I mean, '68 having a decent run out there, consistent run. This is a game of survival here at these tracks, boy.
Ah, man, you ain't kidding, is it? We're starting to see that interesting change in strategies here as we get about half the field coming on in, hitting some pit stops, and another half staying on out. So again, it's one of those things where we can't tell what's going to actually happen until that checkered flag waves, and of course we still got a little way around from that. And Doris saying, "Oh, she's his mama."
Oh,
there you go.
Dustin, your mama's watching you. You better mind your P's and Q's out there. Race nice. Don't be smacking nobody on purpose. Well, I tell you what, half the field coming in for a pit and half the field not. That's gonna mix everything back up again, just like you said there, Brown. And we've got a lot of laps left here to run. Did anybody take fuel only? Looks like a bunch of tire stops.
And it's what it's looking like to me. People coming on in to get some tires, maybe some damage fixed as well. Of course, as always, we have to say a big thank you to the sponsors, Blue Fox Properties. And no matter where you're running in these 50 states, you can go ahead and give Dave Mayberry a call at 520-850-4189 if you're looking to buy or sell your house. And you can let Dave, with his expertise of being an associate broker over there at Blue Fox Properties, to help you on out and get you the help that you need, because we all know, I mean, I say it week in, week out, man, this housing market is just getting crazier and crazier, and no end in sight. So it's something you really don't want to do alone. There's so many forms to navigate, and this and that and the other thing. So don't do it alone. Just get yourself a good quality realtor like Dave Mayberry and Blue Fox Properties.
Yahtzee.
Well, David L. Kelly, the driver of the 49, the first guy to put it on the trailer tonight and head on to the next race, which will be in Bristol, Tennessee. Ain't too far of a drive. I'm sure they'll get there in plenty of time. Get all set up.
And well, I mean, if Earl wants to move up those couple extra spots, he needs to hurry up and get back out there on the track. He's running out of laps to be able to catch up to some of these guys.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna get back out there and try to run anymore or not. Really.
Yeah, but nonetheless, we get ready to go back to green flag racing with this great battle we've been seeing up front all race long between Jess Vaught and J.R. Hollingsworth. You got Mike Adamson, Trevor Robertson, Greg Klein, Austin Paul, the rubber ducky man himself, 753 Jeremiah Burke, Kelly Keel, Albert Anderson, and George Rincon getting this party restarted here inside of this top 10 as we go back to green flag racing here at Richmond. Just under 80 laps left remaining of the total race distance here tonight.
Big wreck.
Dave Mayberry in the biggest wreck that we've seen here today is it's still going on there. The 574 and the one of David Fite getting tagged up in it. Looks like Deion Jones getting tagged up in it as well.
That all happened right in front of the 23 machine. Our Canadian buddy Sean McDonald, unable to stop. He's got a meatball flag as well.
We kind of see what happened here. Oh, Mayberry just going low, gets those brakes all locked up. Truck gets squirrely, and it was going 3 or 4 wide as it was. And then it was just absolute chaos after that.
Chandler Paul might be out too. He's got a lot of damage on the 72. He's got a meatball flag. He's going to have to come down and get damage repaired. My goodness. Things were going so well.
That was our first real big one that caught out, multiple people.
With heavy damage, Right and last are getting the lucky dog. He's trying to come around the field here. He'll be back on the lead lap there. The driver of the 013 with some bad luck early. He'll finally be back on the lead lap. He'll be in a 24th position when they restart.
And that...
Well, Brown, we're going to restart with what, about 100 and...
Probably 70 laps to go or so.
Right at 70 laps. My goodness.
I mean, these guys can do 70 laps on a full run. We saw that there when we had that green flag run. We saw a bunch of people stay on out for quite a while. So I don't think people would have to be pitting now for that to be made. I don't think the people... Even in the last caution there on lap 118, I don't even think those guys are going to make it. So I think we're at least one pit stop away still. And the question is, are they going to wait for that caution flag to come out for it? Or are these guys going to have some green flag pit stops to finish this thing off?
Well, that is the ultimate question, isn't it?
Of course, you step away, Turner, and we get the biggest wreck we have all night.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good luck for stuff like that.
Earl says he can squeeze 67 laps out of a fuel run is what he figured. He says 70 was just too much under green flag conditions, I think that is. I don't think we're done with the cautions there, though, boys. And that can save you a couple laps of fuel.
And it could save tires too. I mean, if you're running a
Yep,
few
that's right.
caution laps, so
Yeah, you're not putting any wear on the tires under caution.
Hey, excuse me for a second here. Got some business stuff going on.
Go ahead, take care of
I hope
biz.
they're sending those checks in. I know we're getting new sponsors all the time. We've been waiting for like Miller High Life to sponsor us.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Miller truck to just pull up and offload a couple kegs, and maybe they don't have my address.
Well,
Ask
we're
your
gonna have
chat
to.
GBT thing, whatever it is.
Oh,
How do I get free beer delivered to my house and see what it says?
that's actually a good idea. Maybe it'll teach us
Do
something.
you have the address for the chat GBT or whatever it is?
It's
Is that what
it's
it's
on the chat GPT George Paul Tom.
GPT. Who
Yeah.
who is GPT?
You can use a Googler and figure it out yourself. I'm just saying
Pace
it's not
trucks.
that hard.
Pace trucks down, getting ready to restart here. 33 and the 31 on the front row here as we get back underway with a little over 70 laps to go here in tonight's feature from Richmond.
And that indeed.
Stop. There you
go. 33 Jess Vaught out there with another great start. Man, that's 64. Trevor Robertson, every single time that I'm looking back at him, man, he's scraping that outside wall. But he's still running very, very strong here as he's side by side with that 92 of Greg Klein. That Gorilla Glue definitely helping out that machine here tonight. Dale Adamson having a little bit of a trip through the grass by the looks of it here, and of course that grass is just like ice, and he's not facing the right direction, trying to get back up and going before the yellow flag waves, which he is able to do so. So Adamson taking the lawnmower approach here at Richmond.
Man, that's rough after being in the front of this race and then to be down there in the grass sideways and stuff. That's got to be frustrating as all get out.
It was a big bobble back there from the 14 of Dustin Eaton, having a good battle around the 28 of George Rincon. The 68 of Dustin Wade is there as well, trying to make as many positions up as he can.
Brandon Nunes joining us, saying, "What's up, guys?" Thank you for joining us there, Brandon. Appreciate you watching tonight's broadcast here on YouTube. Kyle Vaught saying, "Come on, hold it down, Pops. Let's go. Pull it for the 33." Was that the 31 got all out of shape there?
I think it was 64. Looked like 64. A Robertson. He held it together.
Indeed, but the 31 has lost a few positions there, dropped back down to 6 as Mike Adamson finds his way back up there into second. His back bumper looking like he's parked into one of those Walmart light poles there in the middle of the parking lot.
Well, look at this. Jess Vaught getting some breathing room behind him now as Hollingsworth did slow down in the midst of that little mix-up we just saw with the 64. So, whoa, the 28 and the 21 reckon.
Green flag is
still out. It was below the yellow line.
Ooh, I got scared.
George Rincon with a lot of damage on the rear end.
Go ahead and take a look back. Just the mines meeting there down that back straightaway there between the 21 and the 28. The 21 is able to at least keep that thing pointed in the straight direction. The 28 just goes for a little bit of a tumble in the air dryer there.
Oh, big wreck again. Klafka involved. They're still piling up here. Yellow's out. Watch Dustin Wade also on this one. Wade and Klafka.
Man, it was so close. Bumper's just not getting lined up. Wade was at least able to make it through it without too much of some contact. Looks like set the 14 of Dustin Eaton getting... no, that's not... I'm not used to some of these new paint schemes these guys are running. That's the 10 of Andrew Cawthon, as well as the 23 Sean McDonald getting kind of tagged up in it there on the bottom side.
But, well, those guys just had nowhere to go right there. You're taking up half the track.
And Dixon Racing Team said the 48 had a great view of that. Cockpit or rooftop.
I gotta look through the corner quite a ways, and it's coming down there to the exit of turn number 4, and it's just the track is coming to a stop. So Jack Diskin trying to keep everything all locked on down there.
Kyle Vaught saying, got a shout out to Team Tang as well. Stoked to watch some of them race at Bristol next week. That's going to be a different one for us, doing a dirt race. We haven't done a dirt race in quite a while, fellas. Get your vocal cords ready there, Brown. It's going to be like a horse race.
Yeah, Brown has to do
Do your
a lot of work.
exercises.
Especially when they do the heat race. If they do heat races, we don't know.
We don't know yet.
Brown gets a full workout there. It's hard to get anything in. But we'll have to research how it's going to go down. Could use the Googler for that too. Comes in handy.
Chat CBD.
Yeah, just look that up. You'll probably be on some kind of list somewhere.
Speaking of Googling stuff, my boss at work was looking for recipes for, you know what a fruit bomb is? It's like a beer, but it's got sugar and fruit additives in it, right? To make a fruity drink, you know? And he says, man, he was looking for recipes. He said, probably shouldn't Google bomb recipes, should I? I'm like, no, probably not a good idea.
No, that goes straight to the feds right there.
Going straight to the ATF, dude.
Yeah, you want to keep the word bomb out of any kind of research.
Yeah.
So why do you keep saying it?
Well, I mean,
say bomb on an airplane.
It's in context here. I know they're listening to us, but they can understand I think they understand that we're just joking. And
So I watch
trusting they have a sense of humor.
as I watch our concurrent viewers number just start to peak a little bit.
No, do you think the Pentagon is watching now?
We've got every agency that's represented by 3 letters is probably watching the VRL race tonight at Richmond.
No, I don't.
Thank you for joining us.
We're just observing. We're not condoning any of this stuff, or we don't want it to happen. We're just talking about it. We're like the messengers, right? We're not just like the UFO thing. I mean, they're out there. If you don't want to admit it, that's cool, but I'm just a messenger.
Yeah, indeed.
Leave.
We're going to be sending the messenger here once again. About 60 laps left to go with the 33 and the 751, getting things all kicked back on off, entering that Geico restart zone, and away we go back to green flag racing. How about this Limitless up here in this top 3? Burke and Adamson as the 753 Jeremiah Burke coming back after a week or 2 off here, trying to find his way up onto a podium here tonight, as right behind him, a great
big wreck. Taylor was right in the middle of that. Mike Taylor's Chevrolet's.
Oh, they're still trying to get things all figured out. The 123, John Gallagher tied up. Looks like Dave Mayberry all up involved in it as well. Oh, just Taylor just sideways coming out of the corner there, and the 746 gets bunched around a little bit. The 123. Oh, man, the 18 getting tagged up in it, the 58. Goodness gracious.
Well, here we go. Guys are going to be saving some more fuel on another caution here. So
yeah, it's going to be hard to kind of figure out.
The CBD computer might be right on the fuel strategy.
Yeah.
Might play a part here tonight.
It's probably correct. It's going to rule the world probably by December. So looking at like Cawthon pitted on 136. This might work out for guys like him. What the hell? I don't know. I'm retired from racing. There's too many numbers you got to kind of crunch to figure all the math out.
You got to be an engineer.
Well, pretty much, or have one of those. There's an app in there, the
Crew
Chief app that helps you, but it's not always spot on.
Yeah, and you also, iRacing has implemented that auto fuel thing now too. So they have that to their. It's not. I don't think it's as intuitive as some of those third-party softwares, but it's at least in the sim. So some of these guys aren't having to do the math in their head anymore, or nothing like that.
I did. I haven't raced. They have an auto fuel option.
Yeah,
Wow, that's kind of.
and
cool.
you can set parameters to like a lap extra, 2 laps extra, or something.
Very smart.
Got a poll question out there tonight, Brown. What you got for us here?
That indeed, and we've seen some great racing action here so far tonight. Question is, are we going to see it in some overtime as we're going to get some... Do you think we're going to have a green-white checker finish here tonight? Be sure to get those votes on in. There's no prize for guessing it right, other than the pride and sticking your nose up at somebody that guessed wrong.
I ain't going to tell you how I voted then.
Hey, you voted yes. I already know you voted yes.
Yeah, I did.
But nonetheless, we're approaching the final 50 laps here of this race at Richmond. Jess Vaught, Jeremiah Burke, Mike Adamson, Austin Paul, Greg Klein, Albert Anderson, J.R. Hollingsworth, Kelly Keel, Trevor Robertson, and Dustin Eaton mark your top 10. But don't sleep on any of these guys that are behind them. Dustin Wade, Jack Dixon, Connor Hughes, Greg Dobson, Chan the Man, Chandler Paul, Andrew Cawthon, Eric Klafka, Timmy Bates, Robert Shipman, and George Rincon, all up inside of that top 20 as well. All it takes is one big thing to happen here up at the front, and those guys, all of a sudden, they're right back in it with a pretty good mix. And they've also been kind of dealt the hand of bad luck here tonight, where a lot of those guys gotten caught up in a couple of kind of things.
Yeah, you got to look here, too. You've got a couple of Limitless teammates up here with Vaught, and then Vaught's nearest teammate back here in the 92, Greg Klein. So a couple of rows away. He's not going to be able to help much. You can bet for sure that Adamson and Burke are going to be fighting tooth and nail up here, as well as the 3 of Austin Paul. Don't count out the Goodweiser 3 truck. There's the pace truck stand.
Pace truck is coming on down and in as here we go. Back to green flag racing we go here at Richmond. Side by side, this field just trundles its way down into turns 1 and 2. Got that 33 and the 753 going side by side. Right behind them, you got the 3 and the 751 going side by side as well. Looks like the 751 of Adamson will be able to hang on to that spot for the time being. Same thing with Jess Vaught with that 753 to his outside. Here comes Albert Anderson in that 747 machine here as well. So, woo, Limitless looking really strong right now up inside of this top 10.
Kyle Vaught says he's feeling a green flag finish. He thinks we're going to finish under green here tonight without the green-white checker. So, difference of opinion. We'll see what happens here as we come down the stretch.
That indeed. Oh, man, it's the 33 is getting tag teamed here. The 753 makes a move, and now here comes that 751 of Mike Adamson trying to get around Jess Vaught up here, trying to get control of the front of this pack. You also got Kelly Keel hanging around here just outside of that top 5. He's all over that back bumper of Albert Anderson. 31 J.R. Hollingsworth trying to make his way back on up here to the front after his little bit of a bobble up into the wall. You got the 14 of Dustin Eaton going side by side here with Greg Klein once again. These drivers have been going at it all race long. You also got the 64 Trevor Robertson. I think now decided, man, if I keep racing up on that high side and keep hitting that wall, it's going to cost me. So he's now racing there on the bottom side. Here comes the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon as well.
And Doris chiming back in saying, hey, tell Wade out there in the 68, his mama said get her done. Earl Evans said, look at the Limitless in top 5 positions here. They're doing great. All 3 of them up there. Well, 3 of the 4. I'm sorry. Or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sorry. Counting's hard. 3 of the 5 are in the top 5.
But I mean, it's still pretty good numbers there.
Yeah, that's really good. But I mean, same with the Vigilante Force guys. They're all doing well pretty much for the most part. Greg Klein having a solid race, quiet after winning last week, but still in a top 10.
That's right. He won COTA, and he was at COTA. sure
Yeah.
he had a lot of fun down there. He attended the races
Man, same
out there down in Austin.
same thing with the guy he's been battling with here, that 14 of Dustin Eaton.
I wonder if they met up down there. I know they were talking about it.
I think they tried to. I didn't hear if they did or not.
Only 100,000 people there.
As here comes the 751, Mike Adamson around his teammate here, trying to sneak up on that bottom side. And the 33 of Jess Vaught is going to use that as a springboard to get a pass done as well. So everybody trying to make the big shuffle here up at the front. Man, talk about side-by-side action here. 14 and the 48, 92, 64. You also got the 68 and the 21 all battling for some top 10 spots here.
The iRacing community is just it's a big, neat thing that I never thought when I started racing in it that I would meet all of you guys. I mean, I've made friends that I'll have for a long, long time on iRacing, messing around, playing video games. You know, it's a really cool community of race enthusiasts.
And all walks of life, like even here the 013 of real life racer Brayton Laster making his charge back up here through this field, trying to make up all those spots that he's lost. Now back up into almost a top 15 spot. He's got the 28 of George Rincon racing around him. Ooh, man, snapping that truck loose to get it to rotate there down through turns 1 and 2. Right in front of him though, up in the wall, 574 Connor Hughes. He's been racing pretty hard against that 10 of Andrew Cawthon here, trying to keep that momentum on up as the 751 Mike Adamson leads the field right now with a tight 33 of Jess Vaught right behind him. And then you got Jeremiah Burke, Austin Paul, and JR inside of that top 5.
George Rincon's teammate, the 72 the man, Chandler Paul. Good thing that was his teammate. His teammate saw what was going on and checked up there. As not to reckon, Robert Chipman moving up through the field here. On the lead lap here, the driver of the 58 is working on George Rincon now.
Well, Albert Anderson's he's up 16. What a good run for America's driver. You think he feels comfortable here since he's from this general area? I think Virginia, right? So this isn't Virginia. This should be the home track for Albert.
Maybe so. I mean, I know he's got a win at a local track up there in Virginia.
As here, the field's coming up onto some lap traffic here. Looks like Hot Rod a little slow up there on the high side. Going to try to stay out of the way of the battle for the lead here between the 751 and the 33, going side by side here for almost a lap straight now. Neither driver giving an inch with 40 laps left to go.
Amanda Wade saying, shout out to Jax Wade. She said, I told you I'm cheering for everyone. She has been.
And still side by side go the 33 and the 751. How's this going to work on those guys' tires now? They're English. You got to think that maybe eventually one of these guys would say, I'll just give that guy the spot for now. Try to save up the tires and make a charge here at the end. Again, like Adamson, Vaught, and Burke, even with some cautions, they last pitted on a lap 102. So, I mean, there's still a pit stop left to go for these guys.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling the wear for sure. Hopefully, some of these guys do have some tires banked. That's what you got to think about, too, as we see Mayberry slow there on the outside. You got to think, hopefully, some of these guys did save some tires here for maybe a late caution where they can get out there and just grip it and rip it and pass some trucks.
I think they did. I think everybody's got one banked for the most part. Oh, that's a feature I'd like to see. If how many tires are left in each iRacing, y'all figure that part out.
See that, yeah.
Yeah. so we would know if we're not totally paying attention. Anderson's coming down.
Yeah,
Albert
same
is.
thing with the
Richard's forever.
64, Trevor Robertson making his way on down. I think they've done the math and decided to head on down into the pits. As man, talk about breaking out to a pretty good lead, even with battling the 751 and the 33 get well over a second clear of the rest of the field here, which is currently third place being held by the 3 of Austin Paul, having himself a night as, oh no, Jess Vaught into the barrels right there on pit road.
Oh man. Well, make sure that fast repair is checked, and then come down, get your service, and get back out there. He's still rolling.
Hey, I've seen him do crazy things. I think he'll be okay. He just needs to get that thing cleaned up.
Reckon
Oh, that's
Chipman.
right now.
Chipman lost it. Klafka involved, as well as that sun drop machine. Bill Adamson. Jess Vaught able to get that truck fixed and out of his pit box. A little blessing in disguise there, the caution coming out while Jess Vaught was in his pit box.
And let's go ahead and kind of
Ooh, this is going to be an exciting finish. Yahtzee.
see what happened there. Oh, it's the 58 and the 1 get some contact there. Looks like the 11 doing some telewarping through the 58 as well.
It does happen. I haven't seen too much netcode tonight, which we normally see with these trucks. Do you think it's the track, or do you think they've kind of fixed some of that maybe with iRacing and the trucks?
Man, that's a tough one to really say. It again, it could also depend on the night if the iRacing servers are not on fire.
Busy. Right. Yeah.
But
But I mean, it's iRacing. I think it's the greatest simulation we have for the price, and the common person can race on. So it's a great, it's a great program. I think you could always use some work, but everything can use work, right? There's nothing perfect around here.
no, not at all. As looks like Timmy Bates getting some lead lap sled here.
Good for him.
Breaking that commentator curse a little bit right now. It's going to have the 11 of Eric Klafka up there with him. Looks like Andrew Cawthon coming back down into the pits here a little late. So a little bit of a shakeup here up at the front. But of course, Bates, Klafka came on down, right around with about 60 laps left to go. And we've had some cautions from then. So they may have enough fuel that they don't think that they're going to have to pit, but at the same time, they're going to be on a lot older tires here compared to the fresh stuff that Adamson, Paul, Jack Dixon, Connor Hughes has right now.
Man. They're asking about penalties here. Nobody's under penalty under that.
See any black
Everything-
flags?
No. I guess somebody was asking. They thought they got one, but no black flags. Everything's squared away. Could make for a really good 30, less than 30 lap run.
And indeed, we're definitely inside of that that number right now. Is Eric Klefka trying to catch back on up here to the front of this field, and we get ready to head on back to this green flag racing as the field rounds out of turn number 2. Lights on the pace car still turned on, so we've got at least another lap to do before we go back to this racing action. But talk about a big mix-up here through the field, as a lot of the people that were pitting under green, they're getting trapped that one lap down. Jess Vaught being one of them, Greg Klein, Jeremiah Burks caught, Albert Anderson's caught a lap down. So, I mean, these guys are going to be hoping that another caution comes out here pretty quick and then get a lot of them, because there's a lot of guys that are stuck that one lap. J.R. Hollingsworth, Kelly Keel, Dustin Eaton.
Just added another lap of caution as well. Let's see. The driver of the 23, Sean McDonald, your latest truck to load it up on the trailer. On his way to Tennessee, get a little head start on everybody for Bristol next week on the dirt. Rough night for our
It'll be
Canadian
fun, I'll
buddy.
tell you what.
Hey, but we're still above 30 cars still racing in this thing, and
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that's
Without a doubt.
for a track like this, and all the way up to 29th. That's only like a 2-lap difference.
Yeah.
Look, man, you're not gonna see, racing like this outside of the couple of leagues that we cover. These guys race so clean. They're real strict on the rules, which keeps everybody honest. It's a good group of friends that are just very competitive. We love covering them every Wednesday night that we can.
Yeah, and the rules here, I mean, they're really solid, good rules. They've worked on them over the
Absolutely.
last few seasons.
They
And
evolve.
and if they make mistakes, they change them and let everybody know. It's a lot of communication, I think, which is really important when you're doing one of these leagues, and I think they do a great job here.
Says a lot about the
Look at
admin.
everybody that's here tonight. It's Wednesday night, 35 trucks. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it to it indeed. As we go back to green flag racing here, the 21 gets the restart up front, but the 11 beats him to the trigger here. But the 21 on that inside lane. Oh, it's a 751 coming up with those new tires. Just gives a big old bump to the 11 who's shuffling on back through the field.
Yeah, he did apologize on the radio for coming on strong right there and popping them in the back bumper.
As the 751 on those fresh tires, definitely making it shown here as he makes his way down and around that 21. Here comes that 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon as well, but the 21 of Timmy Bates doing his...
Second, Dustin Wade in the 68 orangutan machine. Got around there. Reason for your yellow there.
Kind of see what happened. Oh, looks like he might have come down and maybe tapped the front quarter panel there of Dale Adamson, getting himself all spun around. Thankfully, it doesn't look like, again, too much damage there on that machine other than going for that tumble mode on the spin dryer. But yeah, we're going to get back to green flag racing here, and we're going to have, two guys on super fresh tires starting here together on that inside row. On the outside, Timmy Bates, still on that older set of tires, is going to have the 574 of Connor Hughes right behind him here. So we're really going to see the disparity here between the amount of grip that these guys are going to have.
How aggressive are they going to be around him? Are they going to pay attention? Hey, he's on older tires. Let's be a little more careful. Or are they just going to railroad him?
They're going to find out pretty quick.
I think so.
They see how he runs.
It's something you got to think about. Did you say Dale's disconnected?
Yeah, yep. Dale's gone for the night, joining the other fellas on the road on the way to Bristol. Dale Adamson done for the night. He'll be in 27th. There's some guys out there that are still running that are behind him that'll pass him here.
Very
Ethan
tough
for now out there saying this ending's going to be great. I hope so, bud. It's been an interesting night. I mean, we saw a lot of green flag runs here early, and we've had several cautions out here today, but we've seen a lot of great racing as well. Guys making passes on the outside, just a lot of neat stuff that you don't see every week.
Yeah, that indeed. And I mean, we're seeing a lot of people here up at the front that we don't normally see. Mike Adamson, we've seen up at the front here last couple of weeks racing pretty good. But Timmy Bates, we got Connor Hughes up here, Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor that his own brother was saying, man, you're going to charge up there up from last up to second to last. Well, he ain't second to last now there, buddy. He's up 27 spots inside that top 5. Austin Paul, he's a good average driver out here. George Rincon, one of those sneaky guys. And then you, of course, got Andrew Player, who finds himself here towards the front of these things at the end.
Last season's champion.
So, I mean, we got a good mix of guys up here at the front tonight.
Don't count out either Paul brother. They're both in the top 10. Greg Dobson, a heck of a race truck driver as well. Worked his way up a bunch of spots. He started way back towards the back. He's in 10th.
And the way these cautions played out and the pit stops, it's kind of hard. We had like quite a bit of little shuffling here. Greg Klein's, down a little bit. Guys like that kind of inverted the field just a touch.
Just a touch, and sometimes that is all it takes as we get ready to head on back to green flag racing here. Under 20 laps left to go.
Oh, it's about to get good, boys. I'm watching this fuchsia and white truck, 574 Connor Hughes. He's been fast all night. We'll see if he can pull something off from that outside line in row 2. Tommy Blackburn saying, my faith in Mike Taylor is still shaky.
Yeah, either way, they make their way out of turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway here, back to green flag racing as expected. That 751 out like a gun, just absolutely able to put the power down.
Brayton Laster, we got a truck upside down as well. Brayton Laster involved in that, the 013. And I saw a truck go upside down, and they turtled, and they stayed that way. I have to get a tow truck.
Yeah,
you're going to need one.
We shall see what happened here as the 013 goes spinning around. The 01, Kelly Keel up into the wall, and that is who you saw that got turtled about there. Oh, Kelly Keel with the unfortunate end there. Go ahead and jump up to our chopper camera to kind of see kind of what caused that situation here. Is the 14. Oh, it came Anderson coming from the depths of that low line. Maybe send it in a little too deep and just gets shot up the track there. It looked like what happened there. It was a little unstable under braking, so he had to let off the brakes. Unfortunately, that also means he was not able to slow down as much as he was hoping he'd be able to slow down, and ends up drifting up the track into the 013.
Adam, I've got a proposal for you, buddy.
Oh, I don't like being proposed to. But it is 2023, so let's do it. What do you got?
You got to ruin everything, don't you?
I just you gave me an opening.
You remember back when you were a kid watching the WWF, and remember they made Andre the Giant a bad guy, and then they made Hulk Hogan a bad guy. They were the fan favorites, and then they made him a bad guy. What you think that's going to happen with Anderson now? Now that you saw that little incident, is he going to be like the villain now?
You know what? I don't think so, but he could play it if he wanted to.
It's up to him.
What did they call the bad guy in wrestling? There's a term for it.
The antagonist? I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a term for it anyway. But
I don't know.
Yeah, because they're all kind of fake mad at each other, and then he could pull that off if he wanted to. Ricky
Wittenberg's been watching tonight. Maybe he knows what word you're talking about, because if anybody knows anything about wrestling, it's Ricky Wittenberg.
Well, I watched the Mid-South wrestling, with
he's big on. He knows all about that.
Yeah, and the Dr. Death.
He's a historian, man.
Oh man, there was some good stuff going on there.
Dr. Death was from here, man.
That guy was crazy. That's been a while, yeah. But I'd love to turn this into WWF. Let's make it happen. Somebody needs to get mad at somebody.
Albert's pop says, ain't no way. He says he is absolutely not the villain type.
Oh, well, we can pretend.
Kind of like the wrestler. Well. All right, we're getting a stream of people in saying they called him the heel. That was what it was.
Yes, the heel. That was what, the heel. That's
Thank
it.
you,
That's
Brett
what I was
Ellison,
looking.
Ricky Wittenberg, and Tommy Blackburn for telling us. They all
See,
typed in at the same time. They're like, "That's the
perfect.
heel."
Yeah, they're probably thinking we're dumb, but I don't
Well,
remember
I
it.
am done. Hey,
But
look,
I knew there was a name for it.
good guy is called Babyface. Good guy, we got the Babyface and the
Okay,
heel.
okay, yeah. Now I'm starting to have a lot of flashbacks of my wrestling watching days.
Indeed, it's the lights on the pace truck are now off as we get ready to head on back down to some green flag racing. About 13 laps left to go here with the 751 and the 48 getting things all lined up here at the start. And here we go. Green flag is out once again, side by side. We go racing here at Richmond, slowly coming to an end here tonight of this 200 lap bout that these drivers had to face. The 48 not going away though, still hanging around on that outside lane from that 751, trying to get whatever run that he can out of it. Also staying on up there is the 574 Connor Hughes as Timmy Bates with the old tires. He is trying as hard as he can to stay up here close to that top three. He's got the three of Austin Paul starting to kind of breathe down his neck here a little bit. Austin Paul, though, with those fresh tires, it just can't get the run and figure something out here. He's now got to face the 28 of George Rincon as the 48 and the 751 kind of figure things out here for the time being. But here comes that 574 Connor Hughes. He sees the battle going on in front of him, but now, man, oh man, he's just wanting to get into some of this action. There goes the 21 down across the track there, getting a little loose. 3 looks to the outside, trying to make the pass here, trying to get up into that top 4.
It gets so crowded on these restarts. Guys running 2 and 3 wide here. Oh, it just makes me so nervous, but these guys making it happen. We call it.
Oh, and 21 goes around. Able to collect it, but not in time for the caution flag to come out. The 72 gets spun around.
Klein's wrecked. So is the 14 and the 57. The 33 also involved. Heavy damage.
They were just trying to get back to the front, too. Klein and
Great save by the 21, but like you said, Brown just not in time, and all the checkups, that's where all the secondary wrecking came from.
Yeah, we'll kind of watch, and 33 just straight into the 92, which gets him all spun about as we watch the 33 spinning. You can see there the 14, 64, and the 68 getting tied on up. The 57 of Russ Endicott just slows on down to a stop there, but carnage happening after the initialness there of Timmy Bates getting kind of bunched around here. Let's go ahead and see kind of what happened there. And it's just the 72 saw an opening down low, and then the 21 started to continue to drift down and got quarter panel turned there. But again, like we were saying, a great save, just wasn't quite in time, and chaos happened behind.
Look here, we're going to have a shootout here towards the end. Even Doris says she don't think it's going to be the end. We're going to get some extra laps here, we think, here tonight. I like Jack Dixon's chances. Mike Adamson, Connor Hughes, Austin Paul, all your front 2 rows here. I'd rather start on the outside. That's just me here at Richmond, but this track is so damn difficult. It's hard to figure out, but Jack Dixon seems to have a pretty good handle on it, as well as all these guys here in the top, 6 or 8 have a pretty good handle on it. But that's where I want to be, guys. I want to be outside on row number 1 here on this restart. What do y'all think?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I'm looking at just the pit strategy. If anybody has fresher tires, Klafka, he's sitting 8th. He has fresher tires by about 11 laps, but I don't think we're going to have enough time for him to make that up. Same with Brayton Laster in 11th. They have really quite a bit fresher tires than the rest of them, but I don't think we're having enough time for him to make any ground up to the front.
Guys, 18 trucks on the lead lap here. Like you said, though, it's so hard to make positions up unless there's a big old twisted up wreck. where you could pass a bunch of trucks. You know, from the back here, where these Fight, Taylor, and Burke back here with Cawthon and Chipman. If they're going to finish in the top 10 or better, they need something to happen to some folks up there in front of them. But that's the thing is, you got to try not to get caught up in it as well. You're hoping for something to happen to those guys so you can make some points, make some positions, but you also got to stay out of it.
Yeah, it's not that easy, right?
Yeah. Man, Wade says if anything comes out of tonight, it was a fun night of racing. It's like all these guys are awesome out here. Tell you what, we've sure enjoyed bringing it to you here, AAA Broadcasting on a Wednesday night.
I agree. What is Ricky saying? What did he say above her?
He said Albert Anderson is like the John Cena of the VRL. He's a lifetime babyface. He never the bad guy.
Everybody loves them, yeah. It's hard not to like Albert. I do have his T-shirt, which you can get at trackdogsracing.com. But that's a whole nother thing. Go ahead, Brown.
As the pace truck comes on down and in, 4 laps left remaining here. As here we go, green flag racing, the 48. Man, he gets a good jump on that restart on that outside lane, able to at least hold that nose out in front. But here comes the 751 up on the inside with the momentum, able to tie things back on up down the back straightaway. Here they go down into turns 3 and 4. The 48 still holding that lead by about half a car length here, coming back down across the line. 3 laps left now to go.
Damn, 72 sending it down in there. Slid up the track a little bit, racing a little bit like his brother, pinching some guys down low. Cawthon's around. Oh, huge crash.
Oh,
Lord.
We got people tumbling and bumbling. The 92, Greg Klein. Oh, man, might have picked up the win last week, but he is feeling it here tonight as that 10 Andrew Cawthon gets all looped around. And we will have our one attempt at a green-white checker here this evening.
Well,
I need to call some extra ambulances in there, Adam. That was
yeah. Well, I mean, it was probably a good call on the vote tonight, Brown. I guess whoever voted for the green-white caution got their
I was
wish.
the only one that thought it was going to go green at the end, but
Were you doing that as the heel? Are you the heel?
No.
Or am I the heel?
I
Which
don't
one of
know.
us is the heel?
Ask your CBD computer friend that you got now. Your
It's
new
not
best friend,
CBD.
artificial intelligence. That's what you told me it was.
Okay, well, you're lucky that I told you what it is because it's probably going to burn your house down or something in the near future. So you need to be careful.
What?
Pay attention.
How?
Well, it's in the computer signals.
I don't understand.
Try to population control, just like Bill Gates, himself. He wants to control the population. What a better way to do it than turning the computers on the people?
Dustin Eaton with a team orangutan public service announcements. If you rock a clutch, the brakes in the middle. If not, it's that left side there. Yellow equals brake. This has been a Team Tank public service announcement. What? I don't know. Maybe I just can't read.
I think he's unhappy with people may not be checking up during these yellow flags.
Arc of braking. I got you. I thought that might be what he was referencing. And people are trying to make positions here late, and sometimes when you see something happening, sometimes iRacing's really late to throw the yellow. So you think, well, we're going to stay green. I'm not going to check up. So I can see both sides of it there, but it's got to be frustrating for sure for guys like Dustin to get caught up in something. Got me scared now about this AI stuff.
You should be. That's what my
Why are
point
you-
is.
why are
You
you
need to be
Give me
scared
stuff to worry about.
because I'm telling you, it's not going to be good.
I'm telling you, that if I do take that trip to Nashville, I know that like the CBD computer's gonna like
It's
steer
not
the
going to.
plane the wrong way or something.
Well, I mean, it could, but the chances right now are low. Wait till the future in the next few months as
Well, May
it
is the
it learns
it
off
is the future.
every input it gets. It learns off the input, and it's been getting constant inputs. So
From where?
do your googling, man. Research about it from everywhere. It's not going to be a very pretty sight. You ever seen that iRobot movie where the robots take over? Yeah, well,
That's about like a vacuum. Isn't that what the iRobot? Is it the Roomba? Is there a movie about that?
anyway.
Dustin Eaton said, "Let's go, boys." Ooh, that's the team
God,
thing.
here we go. Brown, what do you think here for this one?
I do not know what to think. Just a reminder to folks, once when we take the white flag, there will be no more cautions here. The race will end on that lap, but if a caution does come out before then the grid will be frozen, and that will be what your finishing order for the race will be, because we only have one attempt at this. As the pace truck peels off down and in onto the pit road here. Here we go with the 48 and the 751 getting things all lined up, and away we go. 751 now on the outside lane getting the great restart here, getting that half a truck length lead. This is car positions going to matter very much here in these closing stages of this race. Side by side they go down the back straightaway out of turns 1 and 2. Still side by side here racing for this lead. Will they make it back across the line here as the 48 and the 751 get tied up and go for a spin? Oh, that's causing a massive pile up down there, but Austin Paul made it through clear. Did the yellow flag wave? Okay.
Yeah, so they froze the field right there before
So it's over.
they got up there. So what you see in results, that's what's going to be official, guys.
In results,
The results tab here.
Oh Lord.
I've got Austin Paul with the win there.
That's
It's actually changing.
It did just change.
Changed a little bit. So let's give it a minute. Let's see. Now it's got Klafka 3, which
We'll
would
wait
be
to the completion of 205.
wait for the chat GPT to complete this thing. Huh. If Klafka did end up third, that he did have enough time, I guess, to with those fresher tires to get up there.
Well, keep in mind, folks, any results that you hear from us tonight will be unofficial.
It's still unofficial because it just moved someone else to third. So let's give it a minute and see how it works out.
And the
once this cycles around.
Yeah, once when it cycles around, whoever finished 20th will be your random draw driver tonight.
Okay. Wait,
showing on David's fight.
Yeah, I'm showing the one as well, but we got to wait until the pay strokes part. Everything's completely shut down here. And everybody gets off the track because, it keeps changing around here. It's now
even
scoring only 10 trucks on the lead lap. So
even on the race results and our other scoring system, everything is kind of
it's all mixed about, yeah.
Which is weird. I haven't seen that happen before. I guess there was a lot of black flags, and they're having to clear. Oh, so this is
it's going to
be some work
for the admins, dude.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of reviewing.
So we'll hold off on doing any
official calls,
any interviews for a second. Yeah. Man, what a crazy fit. Albert Anderson's pop on there saying, "Man, what an ugly finish that was." That was nuts.
And what's even crazier than that though is if Dixon and Adamson had gotten tied up like that, but about 30 feet further up the track, they would have crossed the line and no caution would have been waved.
It would have been a official finish. Guys would have raced it out.
Yep. No, things are absolutely insane right now.
Yeah, it just keeps changing in front of our eyes, doesn't it? Whoa, this is
Austin Paul doing victory donuts, even though his brother's being scored the winner in iRacing.
Chandler's being called the winner.
According to iRacing, Chandler Paul's driver of the 72,
Yeah, I
that
don't-
beat up truck, is being
I'm-
scored the winner.
I've never seen it. Anything. I've never seen this.
I'm gonna
Type.
send it.
Normally, when you're looking at the iRacing results, they're pretty solid. But right now, I'm a little hesitant to believe any of it.
Well, it's also a question of because it's also showing for me. It's showing Austin Paul one lap down on the right iRacing side of things. So I wonder if he got a penalty.
Yes. Yeah, and he could
for
have
one of for being over the incident limit there.
Oh, that's another point. We don't get to see all that, which is kind of wild. I didn't expect we'd have all this controversy at the end. It was pretty clean. Nobody yelled at each other or anything.
See how this turns out. I got a message into the.
This may be one of those where we're gonna have to be continued. Like they used to do on the old TV shows. See
All
you
the old
next.
programs,
See
the
you
old
next.
television programs.
On the tube, yeah. When you had the TV guide, it was a paper one. Yeah. To be
that's why
continued.
That's the only reason I had a highlighter.
You had a highlighter? Just so you could highlight your programs?
Lori Vaught, our race admin, is saying, "Hey, everybody, just chill. We're gonna try to work it out right now, and we're gonna stand by here for just a minute or two."
That we will, but here, let's go ahead and take a look back at the white flag.
Yeah, I want to see that ending.
So we can see this ending one more time. As up at the front, we had... I gotta find their names because it's all mixed around on my screen too now. Mike Adams, there we go. Mike Adamson and the 48 of Jack Dixon just getting tied on up. There they go, sideways. Oh, man. Talk about the 574. He just tried to bulldoze his way to try to get whatever finish he could.
I'm gonna jump in there, chat real quick, and get the lowdown. I'll be back.
Yeah.
You really think they want to listen to him come in there and start running his mouth brown? I hope he's polite to those people over there.
I would hope so too. As let's go ahead and we'll quickly take a look back at the complete restart here of this thing, as we already knew that it was going to be an interesting finish to say the least. Both drivers were able to work that high side very well. It was basically able to maintain about the same amount of momentum throughout the entire lap, just kind of give and take, as you can see them here going down in through turns 3 and 4. And then yellow flag comes out. And just all chaos happening down there across the line. Goodness gracious. Saw the 10 of Andrew Cawthon go tumbling through the skies.
There's a lot of tumbling right there. The wild ending for sure.
Yeah, that it was, as we continue just to wait to get the official wording here. We kind of get things all...
We sent our mole over into the hornet's nest. Hopefully they don't eat him alive over there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's having a good time over there hanging out with all the people in the chat. But in the meantime, we'll do our thank yous here before the interviews, as we try to figure out what kind of happened. But either way, we do thank every single one of y'all for staying with us here tonight and enjoying this great race in action. And of course, you all are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it, and having some great fun times. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, so any single race that we do, you get notified for. And of course, if you like them, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, because that always helps us trick that Mark Zuckerberg man. He's a tricky one to fool, but we'll slowly get to him. As we also have to say a big thank you to Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. Give them a call at 520-850-4189 and let Dave's 18 years of experience being a property broker there. He's done a heck of a good job there for 18 years. Let him help you out, buy or sell the house that you're looking to do, and get the help that you need, because this crazy housing market, man, is just going to get worse and worse. So don't do it alone. Get yourself a good quality realtor today. Speaking of people out there in chat, Chandler Man saying, no, I'm not. Austin won, but the game gave black flags to everyone. Connor Hughes saying should be as follows: the 751 and then the 574 were, as depending on where that yellow flag came out. 615 Design Works saying that he agrees with that. Chan the Man saying 18 finished third, but he hit the line before you did. You got stuck in the wall. It's when the yellow comes out, not who crosses the line. And in this case, that is correct, because this is being based off of where the yellow flag comes out, not like we were racing to the line. Like if an incident happened there on the white flag, this happened, about 50 feet before crossing that line, which makes it absolutely crazy.
And it is confusing, the kind of rules that are involved with the green, white, checkered, and only having one. So, man, they're gonna have to review it.
Well, this is
not quite sure.
This is
tougher job than we have.
Yeah,
don't they?
This is why Lori makes the big bucks, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not. We're just kind of watching and wondering. They're having to make the decision on, who's going to be ending up where, which is going to be difficult because it's going to affect the whole field. So.
And that it will. But in the meantime, let's also talk about what's coming up here in the future. We do have, I believe, Tuesday night coming up as our next race. That's either going to be held at Daytona or Talladega, with the HCK Beagles Racing League as their recruitment series continues to roll on around. But their regular season is going to be starting up here just in a little bit, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Of course, we'll be back here with the Vigilante Racing League on Wednesday with, what were you guys saying? We're going to see...
official, what they're going to call right here. It's going to be the 3 winning, the 18 second, and 11 will take third. That's what they got on the camera after looking at the replay.
All right, so there you go. That's going to be your
11.
official order for 1, 2, and 3. So we shall start things off here. We talk with the third place finisher here, and that's going to be the 11 of Eric Klafka, who's kind of like waiting for the official results at the horse track there, Eric, waiting for the final word and verdict and everything. But you find your way up there into a third place spot finish here tonight. A good podium finish there for you, and it was a tough battle. You were kind of mired there right around where that kind of like top 10 mark was, and you were stuck in with a pretty good battle there with a few guys.
Yeah, I was like 2 laps down. I'm like, oh, I'm just hoping for a top 20, and here I am. Like, that was a crazy night.
Yeah, short track night out there. You got involved in a couple of wrecks out there. I asked this to one of our other guys that we pulled up in the booth earlier, Timmy Bates. What was the biggest challenge out there as far as track-wise? Was it the exit out of 2? Was it the people fighting over lines, just not enough room out there? What was the biggest challenge for you out there?
I really couldn't pass. You just kind of had to wait till somebody pushed up. And I kind of like rolling around the outside. Most of the race I was on the outside. I felt good on the outside, so.
I mean, it worked. We saw you in a couple of incidents, but everybody, I think, was involved in something tonight. You just kind of managed to get through it. Good job. What do you think about next week there at Bristol Dirt?
Man, I'm gonna miss that.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina for work, so
Ooh.
I would love to race Bristol Dirt. I would actually look forward to that track.
Well, how about some shout outs for getting up here in the booth with us tonight?
Yeah, I just basically I didn't pit with the team. I at the last caution there, I did the opposite, and I think that's what really helped.
Awesome. Well, congratulations out there, Mr. Eric Klafka, finishing up there inside of that podium there in third. Congratulations, man, and hopefully we see you back out here on the track soon. And don't let work get in the way of some good racing, man.
Right. Thanks.
He always carry his laptop with a controller or something.
We've known a few guys to do that.
Oh, update from Lori. No random draw driver tonight.
Just a
I
little
guess
too.
the field was just too jacked
Yeah,
up.
I don't. Out of all that, I don't blame her for that one. As we talk to tonight's second place finisher, Mr. Andrew Player, coming up in that bridesmaid spot here once again. That seems to be the second for life story for you here tonight.
Yeah.
But another, crazy finish across the line. We normally don't see anything like this. This is, once in, every couple, 10 years that we might see something like this happen. But finding your way to kind of filter on through that last little chaos there to cross the line to pick up a good second place spot, man, must be pretty good, because you were kind of like Eric Klafka was, for most of this race. You were kind of mired there around 11th through 15th.
Yeah, I had some good strategy going for me, and then it didn't break my way. I had pitted and saved a set of tires. I was doing great coming to the stage break. Then I didn't take tires at the stage. I was going to save a set, and I came in with 60 laps to go. I was good to go to the distance. I still had an extra set just in case, and that caution came out about 5 laps sooner than I really needed it to. I could have trapped the whole field down and just cruised to the victory, but. Always a bridesmaid, never the bride, apparently. Hope I'll get a win before the end of the season. It's nice talking to you guys, but man, that was a wild finish. Thank goodness for Jess and Lori for taking the time to go through that. That was a confusing one. I know you have cars wrecking right across the finish line, cars not keeping up. That was a mess. So thank goodness for them taking the time to really go through that. And they're now explaining it to the rest of the drivers right now, why who finished where. So appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good thing that they're going through it meticulously. And I was in the chat with them for a minute. They were going through, wait until the light came on and going back and reviewing where everybody was, because, it's kind of crazy for iRacing to hit people with passing under yellow penalties when you've got 30 or 40 feet before you get to the finish line. And, it's just kind of a strange deal. So I'm glad they went through it and did it like they did, but you can't please everybody. There's going to be some upset people at the end of this deal, but talk about next week, man. Bristol Dirt.
That might be wilder than tonight.
It's going to be insane, man. I'm telling you, they're going to have their hands full again. I'm telling you at the end of that one.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some people hitting the incident limit next week. There's probably not going to be any zero exit bonus points awarded next week, I don't think. So that's going to be a wild one. Bristol's crazy on asphalt or concrete or whatever it is now. So going to dirt, I mean, it's going to be a wild one. Again, avoid the carnage. So I don't know what to expect. I just hold on and enjoy the ride, I guess.
Well, you kind of avoided the carnage tonight. Hopefully you can do it next week. Congratulations on that second place finish. You got anybody you want to thank?
Hey, I got to thank Makoni Setup Shop for their sponsorship as always. Orangutan Race Team. We were working pretty good there for most of the race, and then we had some bad luck there at the finish. But again, thanks to you guys for putting on a great show for everybody. So and thanks to my family for their support as well. So appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, Andrew. And we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action coming from Bristol Dirt.
Sounds good. We'll see you next week.
He is so consistent that he doesn't really need wins to get into the playoffs. He's always up there somewhere, so he'll do fine.
Yeah, that indeed. As we head on up to tonight's race, Victor, and it will be the rubber ducky man himself, Mr. Austin Paul, walking across that line in first place, up 13 spots on the evening. Congratulations there, Austin. Hard-fought victory, and talk about just a wild ride that this race was here at Richmond.
Yeah, I wasn't walking across that; I was clutching across the line. Man, that was nuts. I was sitting there leaning back just a little bit because I didn't know what was going to happen, and then sure enough, them two got into each other and just kind of tried to held it low as much as I could. And next we got the white, and I was like, "Oh wait, what just happened?" So came across with the dub, so can't be too mad about that.
The Andes Frozen Custard, Goodweiser Motorsports Chevrolet in Victory Circle tonight. We had your brother scored as the winner at the end of this deal, but hey, after they went back and they did do a review and everything and figured out, iRacing, does iRacing stuff. It's sometimes at the end of these races and just issues a bunch of black flags to guys passing under yellow when you only have 30 feet of yellow flag racing to adjust your spot. So I think it was kind of a good call. A lot of people are not going to be happy about the end of this deal, but you definitely stayed with it and stayed up there. So great job out there tonight, getting the dub, as you say. Talk about next week, man. Dirt track racing. Are you ready for that at Bristol?
I haven't even tried it yet, but I'm ready for it. I'm excited for
It's
it.
fun.
I think it'd be fun. I like kind of going sideways a little bit. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Should be. There's a lot of cars that wrecked here, but just wait till next weekend. I think there'll be a lot of cars spinning and slinging around. So I think it'll be fun.
Well, great job tonight surviving this thing. It was a fun race to watch. Next week's gonna be fun too. Do you have any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to y'all. Like I said, I haven't talked to y'all all season. I felt lonely because I haven't heard from y'all. You all, my team, Goodweiser Motorsports, my wife, my son, everyone puts us on, Lori and Jess, especially for them going through that so due diligently right there at the end to try to figure out the placement of everybody and black flags and whatnot. Like that's just a whole nother ordeal they got to deal with. So kudos to them and figuring this out and making this league so much fun to be a part of and making it, as strict and fun and also as fun as it can be. But yeah, I mean, rub it up dub, right?
Yes, sirree. Yes, indeed. As Austin Paul, winner of tonight's race here at Richmond. Man, Austin, you got to talk to those boys at Churchill Downs to start simulcasting our races because, if you're picking up wins,
I know. I got to put us on the Jumbotron out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sweet.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all ever want to come to the track, just let me know. I can hook you up with some tickets.
Nice.
Will do.
That indeed. But either way, man, congratulations on picking up the win here tonight. We look forward to seeing what y'all can do coming up next week and all the craziness that is left of this season, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And then look out for my throwback for Darlington when we get there. I got y'all on board as always. So.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. As always, thanks again for what y'all do, putting this on. It makes it fun, always going back and rewatching it. Gives me something to do during my lunch break.
Nice.
That's always good. Having something to do during the lunch break, gets
I
pretty
mean, you got to
lonely.
eat, but you can watch the race and eat.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I would say let's go through the final order, but this
Yeah.
order is just a little.
Probably not.
This order is a little too jacked up for all that. So we'll bypass that for tonight. We already said our thank yous to all y'all out there, but we'll say it once again. As always, we thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Of course, to the great sponsors of Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. But we'll sign off here for tonight until expecting Tuesday night, but most definitely back here on Wednesday for some dirt race action, man. That's going to be a blast. So I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.